Hi there, welcome to the latest episode of my 10-minute moan. In this 10-minute moan, I want to have a recap of the absolute bedlam I had to endure over these, or one of the late Ferries going out for its sea trials yesterday. And what I found was incredible was the separatist cult taking to social media to demand that everybody should be celebrating this. And I thought, what is it we're celebrating here? And obviously they couldn't do that without mentioning Westminster or some British things about frigates and stuff like that, which is as usual. But apparently the Sannoks got taken out for the sea trials, and it should have been delivered 6 years ago. So I don't know when it will get delivered. It's just started its sea trials on Tuesday. So how long that'll take, I don't know. My late father was a naval architect. He could have probably told me. But I would imagine it's not going to be weeks, for this boat that was meant to be delivered and been used 6 years ago. And there's two of them. The other one's not started its sea trials yet. But we have to celebrate this. And it was just like, is that it? Is that how good Scottish Parliament is? That we have to celebrate a 6-year-old boat, a 6-year late boat that's cost 3 times the amount it was to cost originally, and that's some sort of victory. Is that really where our bar's set? Is it? As the SNP, the cult and their members, and Scotland's a nation, is that really what we've become? Anyway, just wanted to look at some of the backstory to this, because some of the figures are absolutely incredible. Now, I didn't realise until yesterday, and I started looking into this, because the boats are 6 years old, 6 years late, they've sat in dry docks for quite a long time. They've already started their maintenance programme, right? In the year 2022-2023, there was at least three. In the year 2022-2023, there was at least £3 million of CalMax money spent on maintenance of these boats. And in April 23 to November 23, there was £17.68 million of maintenance spent on these boats. Because you think about it, they should be in service. So the hull and all the main structure, and I would imagine some of the moving parts and stuff, they're already old before the thing starts at sea trials. So they would have been budgeting for maintenance for that from 6 years ago. And the things just started at sea trials. So CalMac were interviewed and obviously trying to put a sort of decent spin on this, and they're saying how great it will be because 1/3 of their fleet is now obsolete or and past its usable date. So what they're saying was that's where maintenance is going to go up because our fleet's too old, and obviously these two boats will bite into quite a considerable chunk of that. But 1/3 of their fleet is past its sell-by date. So there's maintenance that, they shouldn't need to do on these boats needing done now. And these ones that they've not got delivered are now actually eating into that budget. Incredible when you think about it. And their maintenance bill has went up by 20 to 40 million quid because of their ageing fleet. And some of that is actually on 2 boats that they've not even got yet. They're maintaining 2 boats, and one of them only started its sea trials yesterday. I just can't get my head around this at all. It is absolute bedlam, but we've, as Scottish people, we've to celebrate it. And if you said anything yesterday that was anti this boat, they were actually slaughtering like STV and all these people who, were like doing what they should and reporting on the news. And their headline would say something like, 6-year late boat starts at sea trials. Well, that's quite common sense and a logical headline that you would attach to such a story. These crackpots are jumping all over. How dare you? That's terrible, that. And, you should be putting positives. You shouldn't be negative about these things. That's no negative. That's telling the truth. And I mean, the British Navy they've got big boats that are in docks now, and how reporting on that? Well, they do report on that. But the cyber cult members are getting after that. And really, the abuse that some of these outlets were getting because they or You know, somebody would put a quote like, you know, the boats that are 3 times over budget are finally getting sea trialled. You know, headlines like that. Jumped on, pile on, can't do that. Oh, we can't do that. I mean, we should be celebrating that. I mean, at least we've got the boat's gone now. They're crackers. These people are absolutely bonkers. And just while we're on the another subject that came into my head, remember when Matheson resigned? People were going, just try to, you know, well, I mean, he done the right thing. He resigned just before First Minister's questions. So if this was a set-up, he would have waited to after First Minister's questions. And some people were going, well, maybe there's another reason for it. I think we found the reason now. Can you imagine if Matheson had waited to this week to resign? And Humza's away for a jolly to Qatar, for what we don't really know yet, but it's quite coincidental. I mean, I've done a video on this just yesterday. I'll stick the link to it here. But another bollocks thing, you know, people are going, I mean, they've done the right thing. He's resigned the day of First Minister's questions on the Thursday so that, you know, Humza could ask questions about it. No, Humza had to do it then because he buggered off to Qatar on the Saturday. So, another thing that, you know, these people are suggesting is good about our Parliament, in hindsight, it's absolutely bollocks, but there you go. We have to celebrate this 6-year late, and it's still not delivered, project that's 3 times over budget, and there's only one of the boats out for sea trials, not 2. So that one looks as if it will be delayed further than the first one, and they'll not get handed over at the same time. It'll get one will get handed over, and then the other. And God knows, I mean, imagine sitting right in seawater, around about seawater, you know, in that environment down there for 6 years. Did you see some of the rust and stuff dripping off it? That thing's a fucking pig in a poke. And then, you know, I don't know when the engines and all that get put into this thing, but imagine them sitting idle for a while isn't great either. So God knows, I wouldn't imagine it would be as quickly turned around during the sea trials and handed over to the end user as quickly as a normal boat would. But, I don't know, they're just mad, these people. How dare you? How dare all these unionists? You should be celebrating this boat's finally taken to the water. Aye, that's it. That's a highlight your SNP's 16 years in bloody power. We managed to put a boat in the water for a test 6 years after its expected delivery date at 3 times the cost. You're absolute bonkers, man. These are insane. And Humza, don't know when he's due back, but apparently it rained his first day. Who cares, right? Who cares? But how could it rain in Qatar? I wonder when it ever rains in Qatar. And I think his Hamas pals, they're still there, so hopefully we can get more information when eventually he comes home about what he was actually doing out there. And they'll try and, I mean, that's the privacy of the First Minister. How dare you ask? Anybody that thinks he's out there for his jolly wee missus needs a read scene, right? And anybody in opposition that doesn't ask him at the next First Minister's questions what he was doing out there, even if they do that and he turns around and says, I was out there for a private couple of days with my wife, bollocks, mate. Total bollocks. Because the schools were off. If you wanted a wee family holiday, you wouldn't have left your reins. Okay? So, crack on. Away you go. Enjoy your holiday. And for everybody that's not away to Qatar, have a great day. Cheery bye now.